how you do it is a much more water-intense approach to electric power generation than concentrated solar power is. I think that, the reason, though, that this has come to the forefront is, for bulk solar or concentrated solar power, where you would almost always be putting it in a water-scarce area, and whereas you can sort of move your coal plants maybe to areas that have more water available to them. But just from a macro standpoint, if you just cared about water intensity for electric power production, I think solar would come out way ahead compared to coal.
What is actual? Can you even answer this? I think I saw this on the slides. What is the amount of water used per gallon per megawatt for coal-fired plants versus that same figure for country solar power? We've got the water, and we've got
not counting the externalities.
Well, for the sort of direct operation, depending on the wet cooling configuration for coal, can be 300 to 600 gallons per megawatt hour. We're talking about the wet cooling tower for CSP in the 800. So they're certainly the same order of magnitude, but as noted earlier, they're in lesser. CSP tends to be in more water scarce areas.
Yeah, coal is a little bit lower because, again, the efficiency of the power cycle is a function of the temperature it operates at. So a typical parabolic drop plant, you're boiling water roughly 750 degrees Fahrenheit, and a coal plant you're doing it about 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So, per megawatt hour of electricity produced, a coal plant rejects less heat than a concentrating solar power plant does. So as a result, a coal plant doesn't use as much water. So whereas CSP might be 800, 900 gallons of water per megawatt hour if it's wet cooled, the coal plant, as Carrie said, could be 500 or something like that gallons per megawatt hour.
But but you can make, there are ways to make CSP electricity at 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. You can do it today with a tower. We'll be able to do it with a trough in a few years as well. So, from that standpoint, again, we're not going to wet cool these plants anyway. So we're fundamentally dry cool. But coal has there's a lot of water use for dust suppression. The Mojave coal plant was just shut down. That had big water slurries. So there's lots of other places in the value chain. We would view it as an externality, but just in the whole chain of getting coal from in the ground to electricity, there's a lot of additional places water gets consumed.
Yeah, one more thing on sort of fossil and water. So if you really want to stay on maybe the more contentious fossil and water quality issue is the shale natural gas. So in Texas, it's been going on for a while. People in Texas are used to drilling holes in the ground and getting oil and gas out, and everybody's like, sure, do it. The water consumption sounds large on a per well basis, on a scale of resource. It's pretty manageable. And they inject after doing the fracking, the system injection of the fracking water, cracking the rock, some natural gas come out of the shale. Most of that in Texas is injected into hazardous disposal wells. So if you go into the Northeast and have these Marcellus shale, these other areas, they don't have the same type of ability to get rid of the fracking water. So they're talking about treating it in water treatment plants. What are you going to do with this water so it becomes what Alex brought up, the same kind of issue with desalination. Now I kick the can down the road on some sort of concentrated waste that I want to get rid of, whether it's brine or whether it's produced brine waters, which is mixed in with the fracking technology. So this is basically sort of at the forefront of the issue in terms of shale gas. You got the natural gas industry saying, this is the near-term future, we have to do this. And then you look at the water and you're saying, like, well, what am I going to do with this water that just came out now? And you got places like the city of New York saying, well, you'll never do shale gas development in our watershed because I can't possibly risk a water quality issue there. So this is probably the forefront of fossil and water quality until the goal exercise. So now we have two major things.
No, thank you. It must be reassuring to you to know that water is such an intrinsically considered issue now in energy.
It's great. It's really important. It does. I think marrying the two and understanding the two will help us guarantee a better future for everyone involved.
Well, listen on that. So thank you, members of the meeting. Thank you, panelists.
Just check this calendar. I have a question.
All right.
As I understood, the main part of the